Hello everyone, welcome to the beer garden. Time flies, and today it is the season. Today it is the Happy Valley finale for the season, and it is also the 87th meeting for this Hong Kong racing season. So today, Steve is taking a rest, but Sarah and Joe, along with myself, will be talking about our selections in today's triple trio races, and along with our best bet and value bet. The triple trio races today will be race 5 to race 7, and there will be a huge jackpot containing around 10 million Hong Kong dollars. So hopefully we can hit it on the finale day at Happy Valley. So let us start with the first leg of the triple trio. Race 5, it is a class 4 over 1650 meters. Sarah, who do you like in race 5?
I like 4, Blissful Star with Purton aboard. He's jumping out of barrier 11. He's had 3 back-to-back second placings over this course and this distance. Let's see if we can get him at least across the finish line first. But Purton is very familiar with this horse. So we should just see him kind of sit just off the pace here and put in a really good move come the stretch. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully we break the streak of just getting second, so we can get him a win here. I mean, he's real quick out of the gate, so I think that will help with the wide draw here. So I'm not too fearing of that, but I do see this is going to be a tough field, and I feel like this horse, at least with Purton aboard, is going to get a really nice race out of him, and hopefully end the season here on top.
Yes, number 4, Blissful Star, jumping from gate 11. It will be a bit tricky for him, but the horse recently is quite consistent, and it is also good to see that Zach Purton will be on board again. And Joe, do you have your value bet in race 5?
Yeah, my value bet's going to be number 6, Royal Campbell with Lyle Hewitson. I mean, when he came from Australia, he's had a lot of bad starts. Usually when they come from Victoria, they actually do pretty well, but I thought so because I thought his first run was going to be good after his spell, and that was in 2022 of this year in January. But he hasn't been performing up to when he got his first win in a benchmark 70 at Sandown Hillside. It was formerly Oceanic Drift, I believe. But I think that with Lyle Hewitson, he's been on him after so many tries on the all weather, and he seemed to improve from then. But he's been having bad luck draws. I mean, look, his penultimate race was 13. His race before that was 10. His race before that was 13. So I think he was unfortunately blessed with those draws. So now he actually has a good barrier. Climbing or going back down in the rating should be on the speed, especially with, I think, more than enough should be on the pace. And then he should sit a little bit off of them and hopefully get that run at the end. But Lyle Hewitzman's been running hot lately, and you do get a decent value of $14. The really highest long shot in that race is Nowitzki at 47, but I think for 14, you play it on an each way basis, you get 4 to 1 or $4 on a place line. So I think Royal Campbell, he is getting that improvement. He's been improving after all those other starts where he's been placed like 10th and 11th. He's been getting there. 5th. His last race was 4th. His last race before that was 6th on the all weather. So I think Royal Campbell has a chance here. So I'm going to go with number 6, Royal Campbell, in race number 5.
Yeah, so Joe has his value bet here. Number 6, Royal Campbell. Currently, the price right, it is $14. He is quite a fast horse over the all-weather course, and now I think that he is quite competitive at the current rating of 52. So don't forget him in our triple trio bet. And for me, I'm going to pick the current favorites. Number 10, Jolie Honor. The trainer Micha is on fire recently, and hopefully this horse can win for him on the today. So Jolie Honor, he is 7-year-old but still competitive, especially when he draws well. We just check his form in this season. He finished 2nd for once and 3rd for 3 times. All of the these races were breaking from gate 1 to gate 2, gate 1 to gate 4. So obviously this horse loves to jump from the inside gates, and this time luckily he joins gate number 2, which will be very suitable for his riding tactic. His best riding tactic should be getting the rail and then sitting behind the leaders. And I think that Jolie Honor, this time ridden by Matthew Chadwick, the jockey, is also on fire recently. If he breaks well, he can stay in a great position. So hopefully carrying just a lightweight 116 pound pounds, he should be able to perform well. So to recap the first leg of the triple trio, in race 5, Sara selects number 4, Blissful Star. Joe has the value bet here, number 6, Royal Campbell, and my pick will be number 10, Jolie Honor. So let's talk about the second leg of the triple trio, race 6. It is another class 4 but shorter distance, 1200 meters. Sara, who do you like in race 6?
I have my value bet in here, and it's the one here, Wood on Fire. Not often do you get a value bet with Zach Burton aboard, but I will take it because right now I think you're going to get about $11 here. It's interesting that he's on this horse as, he rode Eris, who's the 12 last time out, but Teton takes him out this time. So we'll see how Burton does on this horse. I think the drop-in class is really going to suit this horse. We haven't seen this horse win since November. But just has been competing in really tough class 3 races and trying to find his footing, trying to find his consistency here. I think the drop is definitely going to help quite a bit. It's just tough. This field to me was a little bit tough to pick a horse, but I kind of wanted to go out on a limb here. And like I said, it's hard, when you can find some value with Burton aboard, you feel like it's going to be a great shot here. He does have really great form. The horse Wood on Fire does have good form. We just haven't seen it as strong as we want. So hopefully we can get back to with that drop. We'll get back some confidence in this horse with kind of the lesser scale of competition coming into the class 4. So hopefully we'll get our good value bet.
Yeah, I agree. Number 1, Wood on Fire. The class dropper, currently the price is $11 with Zach Burton on board. It is quite an interesting horse. And Joe, how about you? Who do you like in race 6?
In race 6, I picked the number 5, Time Storm with Joe Moreira. Set of outreach, really good on debut. Won at or got a second at $101 if it won, but made his debut earlier in May. Lightly raced, only races once a month, but he's going to try it again. Now he's going to go a little bit on short rest from the 6th now to the 13th, so 7-day rest. I think that with the extra 1,200 meters, it should be a little bit better for him. And Joe Moreira gets the mount. I mean, nothing against Luke Ferraris, who had the mount 3 times and was able to steer him to a $101 second place finish in his very first race. But I think he wants that 1,200 meters. He looked like it the last race with Momentum Galaxy winning. The winners were all 3 up there. They look too good, but he's drawn number 1 now. So I think that that's going to be a little bit helpful because I know he likes to come from the back. You kind of don't want to be, if you're on the speed, I think you'd rather be number 1 than or drawn out wide instead of being in the middle. So I don't think that's a concern that he's going to be too far back. But I think Joe Moreira has more of the better mounts this day. I know Zach Burton and them are really close to each other. Hasn't really gone up in the ratings, only carrying 58, but I think he has a chance here, especially you got to get $5.60. Second favorite. The current favorite in this race is actually Durham Star, and Lyle Hewitson actually is the favorite, and they're kind of drawn next to each other. So I think that with Time Storm being a little bit off the pace, maybe in the backfield somewhere, I think he'll make his big run late. Joe knows how to get him home. So number 5, Time Storm for me.
Yes, a good draw for number 5, Time Storm, breaking from gate 1, and it is his first time stepping up to 1,200 meters. But I believe that according to the pedigree, the other sons of Outreach, including Touch Faith and Jazz Angel, also have some good performance over this distance. So I believe that Time Storm is able to handle this distance as well. And for my selection, I agree with Sara. I also like number 1, Wood on Fire. We see that tonight, Zach Burton and Joe Moreira, their rides are quite strong. However, Joe just mentioned that Joe Moreira, his mount also has some better draw, but Wood on Fire breaking from gate 12, I think that he is able to overcome it with Zach Burton on board. Sara just mentioned a lot about the advantage of this horse, and I really respect his 5-time winner over this course and distance. And also recently, we see that Wood on Fire performed quite well in class 3. So this time dropping to class 4, I believe he definitely has the class here to overcome the the top weight and the wide draw, because we see that the horses from the inside draw, there are not many fast horses. So maybe Wood on Fire breaking from gates 12, he can also stay in a great position with cover. And I believe that Zach Purton is able to do it. So to recap race 6, Sarah and I will go for number 1, Wood on Fire. And it is also Sarah's value bet for the day. And Joe goes for number 5, Time Storm. And let's jump to the final leg of the triple trio, race 7. It is class 3 over 1800 meters, a longer distance here. Sarah, who do we have in race 7?
I like the 11 here, E Legend. We got Moreira aboard this time, jumping out of barrier 6. I mean, he's jumping up in class. He's been racing exceptionally well at the class 4 level and has really dominated the course. And he's been really, really great at the 1650 meters. So now we're stretching him out just a little bit, but I feel like his recent performances at the 1650 really showed that I think he's going to be able to handle stretching out a little bit further. He looks comfortable. He looks good. And he closes out his, after the race, he looks like he has a bit more oomph in him. So we get Moreira this time. He's had Purton aboard the last couple of races. So we'll see what Moreira can do. But I just feel like this horse needs that extra distance. His gallop out just really showed it to me. At least I feel like in the past couple of races, when you watch the replay, he really takes to it. And the barrier 6, I just feel like was the perfect draw for him. So we'll see how he does this time in a class 3.
Yes, I think so. E Legend, he is an improving 4-year-old, and I'm also going to pick him in race 7. But let me ask Joe's first. Joe, who do you like in race 7?
I'm going to go with an old favorite, one that we've actually he's an old favorite of ours, and he's the current favorite right now. Number 2, Escape Pro with Karis Teeton. Really big model of consistency. There's 2 concerns I have with him, and I know he's the favorite, but the favorite's only paying $4.80. There's 2 of them that I have a concern with. He hasn't tried the distance in a while, or at all, and he doesn't do well at Happy Valley. So I think the last 2 races at Charene before he was at Happy Valley, he was able to bring him home. Keefe, who was one of our best bets on Sunday at Charene, got second. He wasn't there, but that form line, I think, with Escape Route being up there, especially you go from 61 kilos from looking great to 57. I think that rising in the ratings, it's not going to be too bad for him, especially since he got that 6th place finish at Happy Valley. So I think Escape Route's a very consistent horse. He's very honest. I think he should be around the finish at the end. I do like the closer. I think he's going to probably sit midfield and then hopefully get him at the end. Is what we all hope for. If you're on Escape Route, sorry if you're on E Legend, but yeah, Escape Route for me.
Yes, number 2, Escape Route's the current favorites, breaking from gate 7 and ridden by Karis Teeton. He is quite consistent recently, always finishing quite close. And in race 7, I believe there is enough pace here, a lot of fast horses here. So maybe Escape Route can show a great turnout within the home stretch. And for me, I agree with Sarah again. I will also going to pick number 11, E Legend, because this is, I think that this distance, 1800 meters, will not be a concern for him because he get a good draw this time and also carrying a lightweight, quite an promising horse in Hong Kong. And however, maybe if I need to add one more horse, I think that number 4, Nordic Sky, is also worth considering because breaking from gate 1, he is one of the expected leaders here, but he will also have the class to win it. I believe that Nordic Sky, if he put in front and with leading under Anton Hamlin, he is able to keep till the end. So apart from number 11, E Legend, I also like number 4, Nordic Sky. So to recap race 7, the last final leg of the triple trio, Sarah and I goes for number 11, E Legend, and number 2, Escape Route for Joe. And I also like to add one more horse that we should mention him. That will be number 4, Nordic Sky. So after talking about the triple trio 3 races, let's move to our best bet, best part of our show. That will be our best bet tonight. Sarah, can you tell us who will be your best bet tonight?
Yes, mine comes in at the final race 9, the final race of Happy Valley this season, which is a class 2 over 1650. And I'm going with a horse that we've talked about him several times on our show, but that is the 8, Packing award with Matthew Poon aboard this time. We have jumping out of barrier 3. I mean, this horse, he's a 4-year-old that has just had the most exceptional 4-year-old career as we've seen. He's coming really, really strong and really only 3 times off the board this season. And I think he's going to continue to dominate now as he's stepping up in class to take on a class 2 level, which I just feel like this horse probably won't even bat an eye at the stronger competition, because he just seems to take to the field. As soon as that gate opens, he goes, and we'll see a really nice performance out of him.
Yes, right. Stronger rivals here. Number 8 packing award in race 9, but I think that he is definitely a course and distance expert, and carrying a lightweight, he also have a chance to perform well. And Joe, who will be your best bet?
My best bet comes in race number 3, and I know that Charene, you've been on him before, but we didn't get the win on him, and that's number 5, Yellowfin with Joe Moreira. Another one, draw number 1 with Joe Moreira. And I think he's had a lot of the great draws for this coming up meet right now. Got 4th, but he was kind of really far off, 4 lengths, and second in his penultimate race, getting 3.5 lengths. But he's been showing up at decent prices, and right now I think you're going to get about, let's take a look. He is the current favorite at $3.20. I mean, I don't really like tipping favorites, but if there's a favorite I really like, I think this is going to be the one, Yellowfin, especially improving, especially from going from the Shotton all weather, and then getting a second at Joe Moreira at Happy Valley, and then getting a 4th with Karastine. I think he'll improve on this run. 3-year-old, but we don't really sweat 3-year-olds in the class 4 races, going the 1,000 meters. So it'll be a quick sprint, but I think Yellowfin does have that turn of foot. So number 5 for me, Yellowfin with Joe Moreira.
Yes, I think so. He's definitely a great horse. Yellowfin number 5 in race 3, the current favorite, but the draw gate 1 is just too ideal for him. And my best bet tonight will be in race 4. I like number 12, Happily Friends, because Happily Friends, he broke the maiden on the Happy Valley finale last season, just 1 year ago. And then today he is now at a competitive rating of 42 again. And also this time jumping from gate 2 and carrying just 118 pounds are just quite similar to his last victory 1 year ago. And this horse keeps finishing quite close in his recent starts over the course and distance, showing that he is still fit as a 6-year-old. And this time Vincent Ho will be on board again. I think that he knows the horse really well, and I think if he breaks well, Happily Friends is able to win again, just like copying his winning form last year. So race 4, number 12, Happily Friends will be my best bet. And to recap our best bets tonight at Happy Valley, race 9, number 8, packing award for Sara, race 3, number 5, Yellowfin for Joe, and race 4, number 12, Happily Friends for me. And how about our value bet tonight, Sara? Who do we have as your value bet?
Mine is the 1, Wood on Fire, in race 6. As both Charene and I had mentioned with this horse, he's a fighter. He really is. I just think this drop in the class is really going to help him out, really get his confidence back. And I do think it is an added bonus that we get to see Pert aboard. He's a very strong jockey, and nothing against the other jockeys who have taken them out, because we've seen some greats take them out of this horse. So we'll see. I just think, this horse maybe is kind of lost. He was trying too much in a class 3, and I feel like they probably should have dropped him maybe mid-season, even with this horse. As I mentioned before, we haven't seen him win since November. He did have two wins, September and then November, but we haven't seen him cross the finish line first since. So hopefully this drop we'll see this horse really kind of have it click for him, and Pert, I think, is going to give him a really nice ride.
Yes, I agree. Wood on Fire, number 1 in race 6. His performance over the course and distance is quite convincing. And this time, I also hope that Zach Purton can overcome the wide draw. And Joe, can you remind us who will be your value bet?
Yeah, my value bet's in race number 5. That's going to be Royal Campbell. Look, I mean, he hasn't really been doing that great, but I think that this time around, especially getting that 4th place finish, he's been improving a lot. You get a decent value on him for $14, and even on the place line for $4.10. So Royal Campbell, Lyle Hewitson, I think this could be his race. the field is paying about $4.20, so that's Jolly Honor, the current favorite. A lot of tricky horses in this one. You also had Go for T, I think, who was a last style winner, and Amigos Giggle. I know we've been on that one before. A lot of these we're familiar with, but I think this is going to be a value race. So I'm going to go with number 6, Royal Campbell, and with you guys picking Wood on Fire. I know we've been on a cold streak, so we're going to have that Wood on Fire and then get on that hot streak before we head to Charene for the very, very last day of the Hong Kong meet.
Yeah, so race 5, number 6, Royal Campbell for Joe. He breaks from gate 4. He's one of the leaders in the field, and it is quite wide open in race 5. So I also think that Royal Campbell is able to keep till the end. And for my value bet tonight, it will be in the opener. I like number 10, Farm Bumper, because this time he finally returning back to his most suitable course and distance. That will be the 1,000 meters at Happy Valley. Recently, we see that this horse is quite lightly raced in this season, so maybe it is one of the biggest advantage here, especially with nearly in the season end. And Farm Bumper, he performed quite well recently, over 1,200 meters. I didn't expect that because he is just a sprinter focusing on the 1,000 meters, but he can finish for quite close over 1,200 meters. It was really impressive. And then this time racing over his favorite trip, and also with Derek Leung on board. Derek Leung is also another local jockey that on fire recently, and hopefully Farm Bumper can stay in a good position. Breaking from gate 9, there are lots of fast horses in the opener, so Farm Bumper may enjoy the fast pace here. So number 10 in race 1, Farm Bumper as my value bet. Currently the price is $15. And to recap our value bet tonight, race 6, number 1, Wood on Fire for Sara, and race 5, number 6, Royal Campbell for Joe, and for me in the opener, race 1, number 10, Farm Bumper. So that's all for our selections on the Happy Valley finale today. I hope that you will enjoy our show, and also hopefully we can bring you some winner. See you next time for our preview for the season end at Charene. See you next time. Bye-bye.